Citroen, a bit like Grace Jones really, has never been a slave to convention. Rather than follow in the footsteps of others, Citroen has always sought out different engineering solutions. Not necessarily better, but different nevertheless. This philosophy earned Citroen a small but fanatically loyal following. The trouble is that in the hard-nosed 90s, small followings are no good, no matter how fanatical they may be. You need sales, lots of sales, and that's where the new ZX comes in. This all-new car has to muscle in on Europe's most fiercely competitive sector, and it isn't going to beat the Escort and the Golf if half the people that take a test drive are frightened away by its strange idiosyncrasies. Citroen themselves say that they don't have a responsibility to make quirky cars that don't sell. They point to the DS's total sales figure in its 25-year life of 1.4 million. They need to sell that many ZXs in 25 months. So it's bye-bye hydro-pneumatic suspension, bye-bye crazy instruments, hello the grey suit. However, having been forced to make a conventional car, they've decided on a very unconventional marketing approach. Whereas most manufacturers offer a range of cars stretching from an underpowered cheapo to a zingy hot hatch, Citroen has taken a leaf out of the fashion world's book and decided to offer what it's calling a collection. Now sure, some are cheaper than others, but each is designed to appeal to different people. I think we should have shot this on a catwalk. There's the Reflex. This is aimed at the young, trendy, perhaps female buyer. It's got colour-coded bumpers, natty side stripes and terrific yellow pinstriped upholstery. And then there's the Avantage. Now this has the same 1.4-litre engine as the Reflex, but it's aimed at an altogether more serious family man. No flamboyant colour-coded bumpers here. It's even got side rubbing strips. For the family man after a bit more in the way of luxury, there's the 1.6-litre fuel-injected Aura. And then there's the one that I'd like to have a go in, the 130 horsepower Volcan. However, I'm told that in the UK, this is going to be the bigger seller. So this is the one I'm going to go and drive. Not only did we eschew the Volcan, but we did the decent thing and scoured the south of France for some typically British weather. Now this engine's terrific. Basically, it's the same unit you get in a Peugeot 205 GTI. Although it has low gearing for good acceleration, it isn't even very noisy. My only beef is that a catalytic converter is relegated to the options list. However, the engine is not the best bit of the car. That accolade is reserved for the suspension. The ride is as close to faultless as you can get, but this does nothing to hurt the handling. Citroen have invented a new type of rear axle which helps here, allowing the rear wheels to steer in tandem with those at the front. This is probably the best chassis you can get in a small car. If it weren't for this badge here, I'd have an awful job believing this was a Citroen. It's all so normal. Proper dials, proper knobs, a two-spoke steering wheel. It even appears to be well made as well, though having said that, this seatbelt mounting broke earlier on today, and that's not good news. However, normalness doesn't mean it's bereft of clever touches. The stereo is of a type that would be useless in any other car, so there's no point stealing it. And the heating and ventilation system, joy of joys, is able to provide cold air to the face and warm air to the feet at the same time. Basically, this is a very well thought out, comfortable and spacious cockpit. Citroen fans will probably kill me for saying this, but I think this is one of the best interiors they've ever done. It's the little things. You can close the electric windows even after you've turned the engine off, and that's got to be sensible if you're forgetful like me. Now, the back all looks completely normal, but believe me, these seats are very wacky. Not only do the backrests recline, but also you can pull the whole thing forwards. If you're carrying a couple of rugby players, of course, just slide it back. Will this new car sell? Well, providing it's priced properly, and knowing Citroen it will be, the short answer is yes. Plus, of course, it couldn't have come along at a better time. The 309 is old, the Golf and the Astra are due for replacement before the end of the year, and the new Escort badly needs the better engines that are in the pipeline. That realistically leaves the Rover 200, which is a very good car. But believe you me, so is the ZX. So to sum up, we like the clever seats, the ride and handling are in a class of their own, and the engine's pretty good too. We're less impressed, however, with this styling, and neither catalytic converters nor anti-lock brakes are standard. It does run on unleaded petrol, though.